Let me pause this real quick. Oh! The government lies to you? Water is wet? Actually, I have been trying to follow as much as this stuff that I could for a while now. Everything that has come out of this is absolutely fucking wild. None of this makes sense. And it kind of sucks because, like, man, it's August 16th? Just a couple days ago now. 2 million views! I'm glad that there's still people curious about this, who still want to look into this. Shouldn't let the motherfuckers get away. Butt fuck the pedophiles.
Epstein's prison in 3D to show you the top 5 lies hidden in the government's footage. You can get the raw file on Patreon to explore.
Oh, that's actually pretty dope. Top 5 lies from just this one? How did you pick just the top 5?
Yourself, and let's jump into it.
All right.
Lie number 5, you're gonna get a video of the cell.
And you're gonna get the video of the...
I had so much hype and support for this guy. I thought he was going to be the one to just come in, expose everything, just be like, hey guys, here it fucking is. You guys decide what needs to be done and you guys figure this shit out. This guy's a fucking clown. This dude has no fucking backbone. Wishy-washy. One day he like fucking speaks his own opinion. The next day he's back in a fucking corner.
the cell. And
I did not like this fucking guy.
Kash Patel, the FBI director, told us that this footage was of Jeffrey Epstein's cell, but it's not. Let's fly over to where Epstein's cell actually is. I've marked it with a green door.
What the
Down
fuck?
the hall, we actually see a camera marked in red that wasn't recording the night of Epstein's death, which brings us to our next lie. There was only one.
A prison with one fucking camera pointing down the hallway? And they're recording the wrong fucking cell?
No, not the actual act, but the entire MCC Bay. There was only one camera.
Deputy Director Dan Bongino of the FBI told us there was only one camera in the special housing unit, but that's not true. There were at least 2 cameras recording and 9 other cameras that were working but not recording due to a malfunction only days earlier. Now the official report says that recordings should have been made for about half of the cameras, but in Epstein's block, only 2 out of 11 cameras were recording. Really bad luck, I guess. Now I should say all the cameras were working before that, at a time when Epstein accused his cellmate of trying to kill him.
Jeffrey Epstein told his lawyers that a hulking ex-cop inflicted the injuries that left him nearly unconscious in his cell last month. A source close to the convicted blank case told the Post. I mean, I am okay with him getting smacked around, beat around and shit like that. Not before justice is fucking served, though. I really doubt a cop did this. Ex-cop. At his cell. None of this shit makes sense.
And this was contradicted by his cellmate who said Epstein tried to commit.
Okay. That's convenient as well.
By his cellmate who said Epstein.
And then nine guards rushed to Epstein's cell when his cellmate, at the time, Nicholas Buttfuck, began yelling. According to people familiar with the matter, Buttfuck told officers that he had noticed Epstein with a bedsheet around his neck and appeared to be trying to blank according to people familiar with the incident.
Epstein tried to commit. Epstein later got put on watch for this event, and we should have been able to get that for this event.
Come back, goddammit! It was not clear how he suffered his injuries. A source familiar with the situation told The Guardian that Epstein had allegedly been attacked. 2 anonymous sources told New York's local NBC, blah, blah, blah. The Epstein's injury may have been self-inflicted. Is now on soy sauce watch, according to multiple reports.
Got put on.
Do you believe that?
And we should have been able to get that footage, except the prison failed to save the correct file. Prosecutors claim the footage contained on the preserved video was for the correct date and time, but captured a different tier than the one where Jeffrey Epstein was located.
There was only one camera.
So our deputy director lied when he said there was only one camera. There were actually 11. At least 2 were recording. Only one.
And this is on fucking national TV. You can fact check these motherfuckers. And they're doing it so... It's brave, honestly. Or stupid. Or brave because they can get away with it. Nothing's gonna happen to them.
got released, and according to our own government's report, 5 or 6 should have been recording but weren't. When the cameras were working properly, they didn't save the right files. Incredibly unlucky. But lie number 3, there's nothing
Unlucky,
about
this
it, because
guy.
We were told directly that the footage we were going to get showed there was no one there but Epstein.
You're going to see there's no one there but him.
Right.
There's just nobody there. So I say to people all the time, if you have a tip, let us know. But there's no
What fucking tip am I gonna give you? That's y'all's fucking job.
DNA, there's no audio, there's no fingerprints, there's no suspects, there's no accomplices, there's no tips, there is nothing.
The footage just directly
guy likes to
debunks
tip.
this. There are several people who appear in the footage the FBI released, and actually one even appears after lockdown walking up the stairs. The government's report at first called this laundry, but independent experts agreed, according to one analysis by CBS.
At 10:38 p.m., the report says someone, probably Noel, carries a bundle of bedding or clothing up the stairs. It's a rare instance the video does catch movement on the stairs, but barely. Let's see that zoomed in and in slow motion again. Several of the video forensic experts we spoke with were skeptical about the report's conclusion and thought that the video could be showing an inmate walking up the stairs. Authorities say this was the last time anyone approached his cell block until his body was discovered the next morning. Again, while the video does not contradict that, experts who viewed the video say the limited field of view makes it impossible to definitively conclude that no one used those stairs in that time period.
Yeah, we don't know who that is. The government's not clear. And there are also
What about that fucking camera though?
several people who are housed in the same cell block as Jeffrey Epstein, which, as we've shown, isn't visible to the camera footage we were given. So that raises questions, and so do the 2 prison guards who were on staff that night and had a view of Epstein's cell. Both were charged with falsifying records on the night Epstein
Okay. Charged against 2 prisoner guard accused of falsifying records to cover up the failure to check on the FBI before the high profile inmate was found dead in his cell. So what happened to them? I gotta try and remember to look this up later. What happened to them then? That's a slap on the wrist.
died.
This such
This
high
with him lying about completing
valuable
mandatory
target is
testing on
fucking
Jeffrey
dead.
Epstein the night of his death, despite a posted warning that read mandatory
Mandatory rounds must be conducted every 30 minutes on butt fucker. As per God.
rounds must be conducted every 30 minutes on Epstein as per God, but they did not do that. Instead, they appeared to fall asleep, according to the OIG report, and occasionally browse the internet, where one guard, quote, read a news article about Jeffrey Epstein. So it's just a total lie to say there was no one there but Epstein and no possible suspects. You have several inmates shown on the camera the night of his death.
I've always been under the impression that this was his cell block. That this or this one. The motherfucker's over here in the corner.
You have one walking up the stairs after lockdown, and you also have guards that just falsified records. But this all brings us to lie number 2, the second biggest Pinocchio, and that's where they told us we're going to get the raw footage so we know there aren't shenanigans.
We are working on cleaning it up to make sure you have an enhanced, and we're going to give the original so you don't think there were any shenanigans.
So yeah, I don't think I need to explain why this is one of the most...
There shouldn't be any shenanigans. You don't have to clean it if it's the raw footage. If you're asking for the raw footage, you're going to get the raw footage. What do you mean clean it up? You start at this time, this point. You cut, export it. Send it through the fucking internet.
brazen lies.
There's no shenanigans like that. You can't fuck that up.
We were told we'd be given a modified and the original footage. Instead, what we got are 2 modified videos because both were edited in Premiere Pro. Now, it isn't clear exactly what was edited, but expert forensic analysts who spoke to Wired said the footage wouldn't stand up in court, had 1 minute, no wait, actually 3 minutes missing, and now there are reports that the DOJ has the full footage, but just hasn't released it.
And a government source is alleged to CBS News the FBI and other agencies are in possession of the full, unedited footage.
And that brings us to the final point, the final biggest lie of all, and that's a direct quote from the DOJ memo about what the footage even shows. And it says this, quote, anyone entering or attempting to enter the tier where Epstein's cell was located from the shoe common area would have been captured by this footage. The government's entire case is built on this lie, and that's why it's the biggest, because their whole case for saying no one could have reached him is the idea that this one camera angle shows everything. But let's put Maxwell in our 3D twin and have him walk up the stairs. First, we'll put him on the left side of the staircase, and as
I see you!
You can see you can barely make him out. However, if we put him on the right side of the staircase, you'll find that you can't see him at all. He's invisible from our view. So there's just obviously a blind spot here, which, by the way, the government already knew because they already admitted in a previous Epstein report, saying that this camera angle specifically was a, quote, partial view of the L-tier stairway. So it's not a full view. You can't see everything. And as you can see in this excellent CBS investigation, you could actually access this stairway and Epstein's cell from a doorway invisible to the camera.
But with the primary entrance here, the pathway from the
What a convenience. He's the first motherfucker right there. Which, yeah, I get it. He's got to be easily accessible and everything. But, man, I understand there's, like, bad people here and there and everything, but this guy should be number fucking one. Especially with the reports and everything about the list and all these high-profile motherfuckers on it. This guy should be fucking watched every 10 minutes. What?
entrance to the stairs is completely out of view of the camera.
Yeah, that's right. You could access Epstein's cell. Our replication of the prison shows the same conclusion. If we have Maxwell walking from the shoe entrance to Epstein's cell, we can't see him from this camera angle, even though if we make the walls transparent, obviously we can see him, but in the raw footage, we'd have no way of knowing if somebody walked this direction. This painstaking recreation of the special housing unit can put to bed the top 5 lies from our government about Jeffrey Epstein. 1, we didn't get a video of Jeffrey Epstein's cell. We got a camera that can't see it. 2, there wasn't just one camera, there were 11. 3, the footage shows way more than just Epstein. 4, we didn't get raw footage, we got modified footage. And lastly, there are blind spots on this camera. I mean, it's just perfectly clear, and the government has previously admitted it. This, of course, doesn't mean, I have to say, that Epstein definitively himself, but the government is only adding fuel to the fire when they put out statements that are directly contradicted by their own video. The best you can say is this is either extreme levels of negligence or deliberate incompetence to cover things up. The most...
Oh, deliberate 100%. Imagine having whoopsie fuck-ups like 6 fucking times. Falling asleep, lying, cameras not working, everything. It's obviously...
honest thing you can say at this point is that we don't have definitive evidence for the night Epstein died, one way or the other, that has been released. The evidence we do have has been modified, does not say what they say it says, and all of this makes it impossible to know 100% what has happened. That is not a conspiracy. That's what the government's own evidence actually shows. Now, as I said, we'll make the 3D version of Epstein's housing unit available on Patreon. It's a Blender file along with a detailed look of how he created it. I should say the government's not exactly forthcoming about the exact specs of their prison, so we had to use some approximations using the photos provided and take measurements where we could. But as I said, our conclusions match up with the government's from years ago. So I think we're on safe ground there. That's basically it. Thanks for watching.
Self. You want me to get, I've seen the whole file.
I think you've seen the file, and you're doing your best to cover up some bullshit. Let's talk about pathetic bullshit. And I'm glad people are still talking about it. I think more than anything, if this is ever going to quote-unquote ever go away, it's only going to go away if people just stop talking about it. And as of right now, I really truly hope people just don't stop talking about don't stop talking about it. I don't know, people. Do what you gotta do. Tweet about that shit. If Fox News wants to make a report talking about fucking bodegas are ruining the economy in New York City or some shit, make sure you remind the people what we really want. I don't know. Y'all figure it out.